Well, boy, we reach now. 35 witnesses deported. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has deported and shipped out 35 witnesses. The 35 people who were on the pirogue that was attacked, shot at by the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. And a woman, a mother was shot and her baby's head was split open by a bullet and killed. All of a sudden, Keith Rowley, Fitzgerald Ethelbert Hines, Small Pin, Stuart Young, and the PNM cabinet and government deports these people. You understand what I'm saying? These people are witnesses to the event. Did they give their statements? Were their statements taken and recorded? Were they kept here to be cross-examined during the investigation by investigators? Who was the Spanish speaking person who speaks perfect Spanish to ask questions and record their statements? Or were no statements made, no witnesses kept? Rowley and Maduro are convicted narco-terrorists who conga line together, conspire to send witnesses back. And I ask you all, is that Rowley and Maduro conspiring to pervert the course of justice? Because the whole world has called for an investigation. Rowley said it will be investigated, but he come down to about 20 conclusions before any investigation. And all of a sudden, the witnesses, 35 witnesses are deported. How so fast? Why? Right thinking people of Trinidad and Tobago, are you all happy with that? Attorneys have expressed shock and concern over the move to repatriate all the Venezuelans who witnessed the Coast Guard's tragic killing of baby Yaelves Santoyo Sarbia. Attorney Kristen J. Williams had on Thursday issued a pre-action letter to National Security Minister Fitzgerald Ethelbert Hines requesting that the children be released and that the Venezuelan adults whom he said were refugees be given a permit to stay in Trinidad as they were witnesses to the killing of the infant and key to the investigations. So the lawyers for the witnesses, for the adults, says, listen, leave my people, give them a permit to stay here because they are key to witnesses, to go and to work with the investigators, to give them their story individually so that the investigation could be holistic and come to the truth. The government of Trinidad and Tobago, the PNM government, picks up these people and deports them and send them back to Venezuela. So who are we going to ask what happened? The Coast Guard? And who doing the investigation? The Coast Guard? The Coast Guard investigating the Coast Guard? Or the police who led by a PNM appointed person to act, going to investigate the PNM police, Coast Guard, that Rowley done come to conclusions that everything was A-OK and it was an accident? What's the investigation? There's another AV oil investigation. There's another Grabby-Wabby report, a Bridgman's report. There's another fake oil investigation and arbitration they're going to come and lay in Parliament. If you all are happy with that, well, okay, that is normal investigation. Send all the witnesses away, never to be seen or heard from again. Wow. The Express understands that around 4 a.m. yesterday, all the Venezuelans, including the 18 children, were taken to a boat for repatriation to a Coast Guard base in Guaira, Venezuela. Very nice. Everybody happy? PNM, you all happy with that great investigation? Rowley said it was an accident. How, Rowley? How was it an accident when you told Delcy Rodriguez, you gave her condolences and said it will be investigated? How you know it was an accident? What investigation? What witness reports? Who reported to you? Who was discussed? What was discussed? Where was has the autopsy been done on the baby? On Yaelvis? Has the autopsy been done? Have you checked? Has all the video footage been collated? Have the interviewee, the investigators, taken statements from each and every Coast Guard official who was there? Have the engines been checked by forensic engineers to tell us what was the state of the pirogue? Where is the pirogue? Where is the boat? Where is the vessel? Have forensics gone through it? Is the evidence being collected by whom? Who in charge of the investigation? Because the whole world wants an investigation, you know. And then the Guardian is talking about politicization of a migrant tragedy. You find that's bad, politicization? Well, okay. You are not in politics, Guardian? So tell us, answer these questions. How do you feel? Is it right that witnesses have been sent away? Witnesses that could have said, hey, it was an accident. It wasn't an accident. It was murder. It's manslaughter. It's negligent. It was an attack. What it was? All the witnesses gone. Are you happy? That's how investigations that damage the reputation of our country. The whole world wants to know. And we are now looking like a banana republic led by a tyrannical, oppressive dictator who sends witnesses away and perverts the course of justice. That's how Trinidad and Tobago is looking. Any of y'all upset who voted PNM? Or y'all only upset if somebody else who's not a PNM embarrasses the country? The UN and four of its main agencies expressed their dismay on Monday at the death of a Venezuelan migrant baby during an interception at sea off the coast of Trinidad and Tobago. But Keith Rowley tells the Coast Guard, this is the Prime Minister of the country where an independent arm of the military in an operation committed an act that led to the death of a little baby and shooting upon unarmed migrants that has brought the world's eye to look at Trinidad and Tobago. And Keith Rowley goes to open a little pond in Maloney. Wherever there are black people, they're building these things and calling them pools. He says, it is common knowledge that in Trinidad and Tobago we are under constant penetration from persons from other countries who see Trinidad and Tobago as a better opportunity. Well, they stopped seeing that because all of them heading back. The result of that action, that legal action, the legal action, you know. So he is saying there's going to be an investigation, but he is calling the action of the Coast Guard, the members of the Coast Guard who fired upon unarmed migrants, killing a baby. Rowley says the result of that action, that legal action, that appropriate action in defending Trinidad and Tobago resulted in the killing of that child. And to be called a murderer, I reject it, I reject it, I reject it. Rowley, did you go and talk to the 20 migrants who were there? Did you offer condolences? Did you speak to those human beings and let them know that an investigation will be conducted and that it was an accident and we are very sorry? Did you go and talk to them? The whole world is reading this. The whole world across the globe, from Europe to America, Canada, Brazil, Chile, Ecuador, Honduras, across in Asia, Philippines, Australia, everybody is shocked and awaiting the investigation. And they're not talking about Kamala. The whole world ain't bothering what Kamala say or what Kamala. Only Rowley attacking Kamala. The whole world is saying now and discussing that 35 witnesses of the incident have been scurried away, have been scuttled away, have been sent out of the jurisdiction before an investigation could be conducted. That's what the world is seeing. That's what the UN is talking about. That's what all the organizations and human rights agencies are talking about and speaking about. That's what we are seeing. So I want to see what you have to say, Express, because you know how to say not so Kamala, disrespectful. Who are you to refer to a former Prime Minister and a leader of the opposition, Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, as Kamala in an editorial? You really find that's appropriate, Express? Well, what say you? Tomorrow I want to see Quitos. No, Quitos, no. How could you send away witnesses before an investigation, Quitos? This is not fake oil. This is not domestic. This is not stupidity. This is not Bridgman's. This is not a game that you can play. This is international reputation of our country. Express, I wait to see. No Quitos. You and Kamala is friend? Hey, Express? Deeply troubled waters, says the Newsday. The shooting death of Venezuelan baby on Saturday night shines an appalling light on operational standards in the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. Really? Newsday? Vasan, but no, it's good. They're an independent institution. Oh my goodness. The Newsday is attacking the Coast Guard. What terrible politics. How disgusting. How degrading. Vasan and Rowley. Let me read the Newsday. And the Newsday could never be accused of being UNC. The shooting death of a Venezuelan baby on Saturday night shines an appalling light on operational standards in the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard, as well as on this country's record when it comes to the treatment of illegal immigrants. It goes without saying that a thorough and independent investigation must take place. So how are we going to get that now, Newsday? I want to read your editorial tomorrow, because 35 witnesses are gone. Who is the independent institution going to investigate? And what can they investigate? And how can the Prime Minister continue to make statement after statement, come to conclusions when the investigation is not complete? He has not seen an autopsy, he has not seen the boat, he has not seen footage, he does not know what is going on. He's just talking like an irresponsible dictator. We live in a country where natural justice rules. We are governed by a constitution, human rights. We sign treaties. We are under obligation to treat people humanely. It goes without saying that a thorough and independent investigation must take place. However, such a probe may not be enough. The damage has already been done. Before Saturday, this country's reputation when it came to the treatment of children and women immigrants was already severely compromised. Our authorities have had little qualms in separating family. Not our authorities, the PNM. Small Pin, Rowley, stop obfuscating. Have had little qualms in separating families and dealing with cases extrajudicially, often conducting deportations in defiance of court proceedings and via dangerous routes at sea. Yes, Newsday, you see it, you feel it, you reel it. Now you have to put the blame squarely where it is. Keith Rowley and the PNM cabinet that is embarrassing Trinidad and Tobago, breaching the law, breaching treaties, and treating human beings like garbage. And that's what y'all talking about. I want to hear all the PNM sycophants. Y'all attack Miss World. The world is not talking about Kamala. Kamala is the leader of the opposition who is correct and right in doing her job and attacking when things are wrong and trying to get correction to ensure that people with power hold and wield their power with respect and under the law. That's what a leader does. Not lick K-Pax Vassant. So where are we going to get the investigation, Trinidad and Tobago? Where are we now? I get silent because it's very sad. It's very serious. Because you all mass media have accepted Rowley's nastiness, disgusting lack of corporate governance, ethics, transparency, accountability across the board. Whether it is investigating his own friend, moving board members of Petrotrin, shutting down Petrotrin, moving, firing a chairman of Petrotrin, firing a chairman of Heritage, firing ministers, not listening to senior counsel advice, putting his own personal attorney in charge of a case involving his good friend and financier. You all accept that. But now the world is watching. And the world will not accept that 35 witnesses in the wee hours of the morning, in collaboration with an indicted drug trafficking narco-terrorist, was snuck out of this country, out of the jurisdiction, before the completion of an investigation. How do you think the world would perceive that? The world don't want to hear about banana and marginal constituency and Narcisscope and the EBC. The world wants to know justice for a baby, justice for Yalvis Santoro. Think about that. And then understand that elections have consequences.